this your girl Candy, and you're watching Sweet Addictions TV. Yes, honey. And y'all all know Cousin Patches.
Hey, honey, sugar, sweet as a spoon.
So y'all, just got done recording the Sweet Solutions with Whitney, and so we're about to record the Sweet Solutions with Patches today.
Yes, because somebody already asked for Sweet Solutions with me, and thank you. Y'all starting to make me feel like I honor somebody, but without the wiglet. I hate that wiglet thing.
With who?
Ayana, she got a wiglet.
Oh, Ayana.
Yeah, they didn't took. Back in the day, we used to call them wiglets. You know, with the little patch of hair they done stuck on top of her head. She was better bald, but I don't know. The little circle piece is all on the side and stuff, but no, not a wiglet.
All right, so let's jump right into this Sweet Solutions. Okay. It's funny that I included you on this one. Didn't even know you'd be here. It says, hey, Candy, and possibly Whitney or Patches. I don't even know where to start. I'm 19, a sophomore in college. I'm a pre-law student with hopes to go to law school afterwards. I work 3 jobs. Am president of the BLM organization at my college. I'm working on a paralegal certification, and of course, I am a full-time student, as you can tell. I'm so busy.
Come through, yes, girl, good.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 2 years, long distance. He lives in Georgia, and I live in MA. Candy, he is the sweetest guy on the face of the planet. He'd do anything for me and loves me to death. But he doesn't have a job, doesn't have a license, and just doesn't have half the credentials that I do. His level of common sense leaves to be desired. I pretend that it doesn't bother me, but it really does. I'm having problems with waiting on him to get it all the way together. I feel as though he deserves me waiting since he treats me so well, but it is so hard when I see all these other couples living together, traveling the world, having matching cars, etc. I know you're going to tell me to focus on school and work because you told me before, so I'm ready for it. LOL. Thank y'all. I mean, and I am going to tell you that because you're 19. Like, you talking about you look at all these couples traveling the world and they living together. And girl, you're 19, girl. You got a lot on your plate already. You know all the shit you just named to me that you doing? I'm going to say focus on. I mean, and even though he's long distance, she said what? He's in California? He's in Georgia.
In Atlanta.
And she's in
Maine?
Huh?
Thought she said Maine. And
so, I mean, he's just real sweet to you over the phone? Because with as much as you do, I'm sure you're not able to go visit every week, you know, so... I mean, you know, he a little special. That's okay. He could be a little touch. You know, y'all sweet, y'all together. 9 times out of 10, this is not the man you're going to marry. So I would focus, as you already knew what I was going to say, on all the stuff you got going on in school, girl. You're 19. You got so much more life to live. That's what I got to say.
Well, honey, one day you're going to grow up and be Judge Hatchett somebody. I'm so proud of you. But one thing that I have learned is that light and gas... and the water company and the rent man, you cannot take your man to with love. They do not take hugs, kisses, and nice gestures. They take cash, cards, you know, and maybe even checks if they don't bounce. So I'm just telling you, so it's okay that, you know, that he has a nice personality and he's really good to you. But if he cannot take care of you financially, then I do not see. Now, I understand you're only 19, but I don't want you starting bad habits already. You know, if he really loves you, then he's going to do whatever he needs to do to be the kind of man that you are looking for. And with you got all of these great things going on, and he's not even trying to get up off the couch to do something, baby, I'm sorry. He's not worth your time, because he at least should better himself, not only for himself, but at least for you. Because, you know, who wants to have a loser-ass man and you going around doing all these great things and he slightly can't even buy you a Happy Meal? I mean, you know, it ain't all about the money, honey, but at the same damn time, you know, without the finance, there's just no romance. So,
plus, you all are not evenly yoked. You have ambition. It doesn't sound like he has ambition to do anything extra, like he's cool with where he's at, and that's good. So, and that's not necessarily bad, but you're just looking for more, you know. So, you know, it is what it is. I think you should focus on all the other shit you get popping. You 19, quit worried about finding a forever love right now. You know, you got plenty of time.
And when you visit him, you be careful. Bring your own condoms. Use your own women condoms. Because, honey, sound like you a catcher, honey. He probably gone to poke holes in his. He's probably going to try to knock you up, honey. Yes, dudes do that, too. They try to trap the good woman that's actually paid. So they do that. So, you know, you strap yourself up, young lady. Because, honey, we're not trying to have no broke babies, honey. I'm just saying.
All right, next one is 20 homeless and heartbroken. Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm 20 years old and I was in an interracial gay relationship. He was 19. We met at work. I started doing nice things for him because I felt bad for him. His dad and stepmom was abusive to him, so I took up for him. I started coming over and one day it just happened. After that,
what just happened?
I don't know. Started coming over. I guess maybe it was sex. I don't know. And one day it just happened. After that, months went by. Everything was fine until his dad kicked him out for losing his job. I was then homeless because I had moved in with him at that point. So we slept in my car for about a month. I'm so confused on that right there. We argued constantly, and at that point, it was very toxic, almost physical. We went to another state to visit his family, and he met this girl named Kate. She's a drug addict, and he brought her back home as his girlfriend. It crushed me, broke my heart into 1,000 pieces because he lied to me and basically kicked me to the curb. He moved to that state with her because I kicked him out of my car. My question is, I'm about to get my own place and he's in a bad living situation. We talk on the phone and text every day. He says he wants the relationship back, but I'm afraid of being hurt again. Candy, should I go get him out of that situation and get my man back, or just love him from afar? Love his ass from afar? Y'all got too much going on. First off, he gets kicked out of the house. He moves in with, no, he gets kicked out, but then you was evicted, so you was homeless too, so y'all move into your car. You go visit family. He takes up with a crackhead, brings her back as his woman. Y'all all live in your car. They leave, go back to where he came from because you kicked them out of your car.
I hope it's a minivan.
And now, shit. And now you're getting yourself together, about to move into your own place, and he wants to come back. No, that's not hard. And I don't even have I don't need to, all the shit I just said that you sent me, that's enough for you to understand. Leave him where the fuck he's at. Don't let that drama and trouble come back. He done went away with a crackhead. Ain't no telling if he got some crackhead tendencies now. Okay?
That's exactly. Preach, yeah. Tell him, honey. I didn't have to say too much on that one because my baby knows, honey.
Jeez,
Yes.
no. Move on with your life. You finally getting into a place where now you can, you know, you getting out the car, you getting your own place, you getting your life together. Don't fuck it up by bringing back old shit.
Yeah.
Don't. That's how a lot of us mess up. Leave that shit back there. You might think about it sometime, reminisce, but let it stay where the fuck it's at. Let's not bring it back into our lives now.
And sometimes, you know, you don't have to be a big religious person, and I hate to jump on this, but sometimes the Lord moves people out your way so you can receive your blessings. And honestly, you know, I can only see, you know, if somebody smoked crack, 9 out of 10, if you're hanging with them, birds of a feather flocks together. I'm sure he didn't have the essence of crackling himself. So you don't want no damaged goods. And then it seems to me he's confused. He don't know what he want, a woman or a man. You can't be both. I mean, you know. Well, yeah.
That's bye.
You know, that whole bad thing, I don't know for sure, but you should want somebody that is for surely into you.
Yeah.
You're not, what they call them with the two sexes.
When
they had them
is it
through that
transvestite?
Yeah, they was
When
born,
they got a
girl.
girl and a boy part. I think it's transvestite.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, I'm sure you weren't born with both sexes. You got one. So you want somebody that loves you for who you are and what you are. And apparently you don't have the same thing that she got. And it probably is a straight crack pipe. So go on with your blessings. And if I was you, I'd just start sending him little quotes from the Bible and pray for him, honey. Dust your feet off, honey. And don't look back. Because if you do, you're going to turn to stone. It might be a crack rock. But I don't want you to do that.
I would just cut my ties and gone about my business.
Yes, honey.
All right, next one. It says, I'm writing this little situation in third person, but it's about me and that dude. Candy, you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be a band. I guess it's bitch ass nigga. But I gave him a second chance. Okay, the situation. You all had sex. He gets back with his ex. Him and his ex fall out big, like it's over, really. I don't know. Why you do this shit to me? You do it all the time, and it makes me not want to read your emails. Just write it regular, damn it.
I hate when they do their initials, B-A-N and all that. You all connect. He apologizes how things went down. You see that he's a damaged type dude, but got potential once he heals. You give him a second chance, but he finally comes out and says there's a connection, but it's not like that. He want to be friends and still work together on his music shit and be cool, but on the other level, he's not feeling anything. First, he says he doesn't want feelings to get caught up and things turn out wrong, but I told him long as both parties keep it 100, nothing can go wrong. So who is in their feelings? Then he says, oh, he just don't feel a sexual type of thing. He tried, but it's not happening. So do you have to do is accept it, but you feel a type of way because you really, really like them as a person. Like it's not all about the sex, the deed, but as a person just getting to know them, they are a real type of dude and someone you can see building something more within the child. That's why I be stopping reading your shit, girl. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love you though. Within the entertainment and just growing as a person with. Like I said, like I would say, he could be my Lucius. Girl, do you see how Lucius is playing out? That's not good. See, y'all, that's your problem. That's your problem right there. Too much TV.
LOL. Do you just continue the friendship, accept it is what it is, minus the intimate part? Or maybe he really is rebuilding himself and really want to break from the sex part of life with women and need time to get himself together? Or do you wait, let them get their life or move on, but you really don't want to because they say they care and got love for you for real, but only as a friend? They not feeling the sexual thing. What kind of solution you got for this? I still want to be their friend, but when I look at them around them, I'm going to feel some type of way. Like, what is wrong with me? I can hold it back, but in the back of my mind, I'm gonna be like, damn, why can't he be him? Why can't it be him? I guess. P.S. I really just be wanting to just rape him real quick, but I know that's major turn off.
I know the feeling. I've been there.
So, okay, you basically answered your own questions. I mean, he's not beating around the bush. He's telling you, you don't. I got love for you, but more like, what's up, homie? Like, sister, like, hey, what mama cooking tonight? Not like, girl, I want to knock you off right quick. Like, and he's telling you this. He's not beating around the bush. He's not playing games. He's telling you, I got love for you, but not like that. We cool. You're trying to figure out, well, do you got love for me? Love for me? Would you thug for me? Thug for me? Like, you trying to figure out, well, do you really love me, but you just hurt right now, so you don't want to jump into something. Let me tell you something. Men can fuck whether they're hurt or not.
They can.
There's no problem. They can be hurt. They can even if they so hurt they'll cry. They still gonna get some pussy if they really want it, and then they'll continue to be hurt over here. He's not playing games with you. He's told you straight out, we're cool, but I don't have romantic feelings for you.
So this is what I did. Because I lived in your situation myself. I have a baby's daddy that's gay. We ain't never had sex. But in my head, we done collaborated and made something together, which I consider our baby. He gay. He ain't into me.
Same shit.
I'm telling you. But I look at him and be like, damn, I can just rape him. So I understand how you feel. And he's into music too. Cool. I don't know if it's the fact that I like his music just because I think his ass is hot. But at one point, I have to tell myself there is a stopping point. I can't give him what he really wants. And sometimes if you love somebody enough, you got to love them enough to let them go. And apparently, if they can't give you exactly what you want, then you're going to have to kind of back up a little bit. Because once you kind of subtract yourself a little bit out of that situation, maybe he'll wake up and realize, that you probably was the one after all. But let him get his shit together. Be a supportive friend, but let him get his shit together. And then maybe, one day he'll wake up and, get himself together. I did some stalkerish type shit, though. I actually took every clipping, every little video, every little thing that he's ever did to make me feel some kind of way about him. And I actually made a little movie of it, a little snippet movie. And I used that for my own sexual pleasures to kind of get through with my own day so I can get over the hump of not being able to just rape the boy. So I can understand how you feel, how you want to rape a nigga, and then you just don't. So that's human feelings. Don't feel bad, girl, because we all done been there. Loving people that probably don't love us the same damn way. This is the way it is. But, love yourself first. Let him get himself together, And, honey, you don't want it if you got to force it. It's not as good. You got to make them want it. So, if they not wanting you the way you want them, then fall back a little bit. Eventually, he'll miss you because he realized that you probably play a major role in their life. And when he realized that you're not playing their role that much, he might call you back. You never know. So,
but not to get with you. Don't get it twisted. This boys tell you exactly what it is. Don't give no hopes, cause
I didn't give hopes. I told him I ain't as gay. He don't even like women. I'm like, you my baby daddy. But I don't even do girls. So, I'm not giving no hopes.
You gotta get out your feelings, cause
sometimes we get in our feelings off of a friend, and we're not getting the same thing. He's looking at me like, I wonder what kind of hair she got. Is that Beverly Johnson's? And I'm looking at him like, I wonder how low does it hang. So we got two different feelings going on, So I understand how you feel, but you most definitely will hurt your own self. So protect yourself. Get out your feelings and, find something else and secretly keep his picture somewhere and do your own thing. That's how I got over the hump. And if you feel
like you so, feelings are so into him every time you see him, then you might have to fall back some.
Like I said, you'd be surprised.
All right. So this next one is long as shit. Like it's so long that this may be the last question.
Ooh, she got a lot of problems.
Hi, Candy and Whitney. My name is Bree, and I am 26 years old and currently healing from a mentally, verbally ended. I think she meant like situation, and it ended with physical abuse. I met my child's father. We will call him John. Online, at the time, I had just lost my conjoined twins a few months prior and was looking for happiness in the wrong places. After speaking online, we finally met and had sex. Did happen, and during that session, I got pregnant. The first sign of controlling he displayed was on Christmas Day. My parents came over for dinner, and I introduced him to my parents and let him know that I was pregnant. My father asked to speak with him after I broke the news and proceeded to tell John congrats. John then walked over to me, placed his hand on top of mine, and pressed down on my hand and didn't move it. No one noticed what was going on, and I moved my hand from under his. John then decided he didn't want anything to do with the baby or me because he felt I didn't listen to him and he didn't want to be blamed if anything had happened to our daughter. You had to skip a whole lot of shit right there.
You had to. But, okay. So he must have been doing a whole lot.
Like what happened to my twins. We agreed to it. Tell anyone until we knew for sure, but I was excited and didn't see the problem with telling my parents. Wasn't like it was a friend. Oh, so he got mad because y'all agreed not to tell nobody and you told your parents. Okay. Sadly, I didn't know how bad John was until I got pregnant with this child. Hearing stories about his prison time, his abusive father, his drug addict mother, to him being placed in 20 different foster homes as a child. That was just one incident, but in between this and the end, there was cheating, disrespectful comments. I had no right to have any opinions. His philosophy on life was if he told me to do anything, it was because it's the best decision of his. Moving along to the last time we ever saw each other, we decided it was the best to move away from the state we were in to give ourselves a better life. The plan was for me and my 7-month-old daughter to move away and basically set up shop for him to come down and grab a job. So I packed up with my daughter. First off, that sounds backwards as shit. You and your 7-month-old have to move away to start something, and then he come down
to abusive ass man. I'm over here mad. I'm already passing links on it. Woo-wee.
So move away and basically set up shop for him to come down and grab a job. So I packed up with my daughter on my chest and moved 2 to 3 hours away from home. The plan was to pretend he was beating me and get into a shelter. But my reality was he was already mentally and verbally abusive, so the shelter didn't have any problems believing me because it was my truth.
It was your truth.
In 45 days, I obtained a full-time job, daycare, a 2-bedroom apartment with 4 months off my rent. John came down a month after I got everything together. He did get a job, but he helped with no bills. His money was mainly for his habits and his pockets. I paid most of the bills. The final straw was when the program that helped me with the rent at the time didn't send out a last check, and the landlord sent me the letter to come up with $1,200 instead of $600 for the month. Is that still on? For the month. I didn't have it. Then John decided to tell his female friends the situation, and they suggested I go ask churches for help. And I felt that I shouldn't because we were 2 adults who able-bodied to go work for the money. He felt otherwise. During my stay at the shelter, I befriended an older woman. She ended up moving into the same apartments as me and lived right upstairs. I felt I can talk to her since she was the only person I could talk to after I stopped talking to my friends and family because of the situation I placed myself in with John. I told her about the apartment situation and she gave me advice, and the next day John came home, threw my food all over the apartment 2 inches from my face, yelling and screaming with our daughter laying right next to me. The older woman that I trusted told his female friend that we couldn't pay our bills, and his friend called John and told him that I was talking about him. John felt, damn, that old ass lady need her ass whooped.
She does, and you need to lay off that sucker juice, because I have never in my life, there's so many warning signs. No.
Right. John felt I should have kept our business, which was hypocrisy, because he told his female friends everything. I couldn't talk to John every time I had an opinion. It was stupid. It was dumb for me to think that way.
Of course.
A week later, John invited a boy over to cut his hair and told this young boy about our argument, and John brought it to me. We started arguing while the boy was in the bedroom. I had enough. I told him if he wanted nothing to do with me, he can leave his name wasn't on the lease or anything. He said he was going to take our daughter back home with him. I said no. He up and quit his job and didn't tell me. He went to another female about it. He got in my face again and pushed him away. Our daughter, who was 1 at the time, was asleep next to me. John walked back to the bedroom and closed the young guy in the room and ran up and choked me until I blacked out. I remember my hands on top of his around my neck and my eyes closing, and I woke up as if I was sleeping, dreaming, and I knew I wasn't dreaming by the time my baby was awake crying and he went back to check on his friend. I grabbed my phone, dialed 911, but John threw my phone against the wall, and now he had my back up in the corner, now trying to have a conversation with me. I asked him, what was that pointing to the couch where he choked me on, and he said, you alive, ain't you? I was looking at my baby watching us, and he head-butted me trying to keep my attention when there was a knock at the door. It was the police. They separated us, and John tried to take the baby, and I said no and walked away, starting bawling my eyes out, and the police took him to jail. The night I went to the hospital to get checked out, filed a restraining order and charges against him. I stayed at the shelter, but I couldn't stay long because John's female friend just so happened to be on the domestic violence board on false pretenses. I left the state Monday morning and went to another state where I knew he wouldn't find me because he got bailed out. From that day up until last year, he has been writing me messages through Facebook, filtered messages, which I don't see, but I have read them. He wants to see his daughter and a few threats. Some people felt I was selfish for staying away from him this long because he needs to see his child. She is now 3 years old. I feel the first time I see him will be scary. My questions are, how do I heal for myself? How do I introduce my daughter back to her father? When should I have this conversation with my daughter about the things I went through with her father? How can I make sure of my safety while he visits his daughter? Was I wrong to stay away from him this long in the matter of his daughter? Sorry this is long. I am a quiet sweetie, and thank you in advance. Me personally, I wouldn't let him come around because he's a danger. Now, if he wasn't a danger to you and your child, then yeah, I would say y'all ain't got to be together for him to be in the child's life. But he's a danger. Like, he's
Because if he's hurting you, he's hurting your child.
You know, so, and you don't know that nigga. You've been gone for what, 2 years now? What if you see her? What if he gets mad because she's crying or something and pops her ass to her? Like, me personally, I don't think you were wrong for none of it. Shit, he's abusive. He choked your ass out, head butted you and shit, and he did it in front of your daughter, so he don't give a fuck. Me personally, that's a wrap. To me,
it is. And you start getting warning signs a long time ago. It was one of y'all sweeties that actually told me that sometimes you find somebody in the gutter, maybe you need to leave them there. I had a bad habit of picking people up that needed help, that I thought that I could help them, but they kind of like been there. You had all the signs from the get-go, but you know, you can't go back to change your past. What you can do is start writing you a small little black novel or whatever and put that up sale, because you kind of lengthy and got some things to talk about. It could actually be a pretty decent book. So write your book, but what you do not do is do not backtrack. As far as him wanting to see his daughter, if he was really worried about his daughter, he would have never messed you up to begin with. I would let him do all the first steps. Let him find me, take me to court, and then when the time comes, then he can have supervised visits. Until then, you better spend your every coin looking for me and my daughter, because when he kicked your ass, he also kissed your ass goodbye. That was the last damn time. And I don't understand. And I don't know what kind of friend he had anyway. The kind of nigga that's gonna sit back in the room and allow another dude to choke up some woman, even if it's not his woman. Not any most men.
a little boy.
He said it was a little boy. I thought she said it was a grown ass man. Because I'm like, I ain't never seen another man just sit back and watch no mess like that. Honey, he's blocking your blessings. And as far as you wanted to be able to vent to someone so you can tell your business too without them running back and telling everybody, honey, just because they older don't always mean they keep their mouth shut, because a lot of them Miss Parker bitches love to gossip about somebody else's
You
shit.
ain't heard it from me.
Yeah.
You know that.
You know that? And it's so sad, you know. So learn to talk to the Lord, baby. I hate to say it. Sometimes I have the longest conversations. It look like I'm talking to myself, but I'm actually talking to the Jesus. And when I don't know what to do, sometimes I don't do nothing at all, and the Lord kind of just makes his way and shows me what to do. But in this situation, it just sounds like he is poison all the way around, and next time you might catch more than just a choke up.
Right. Next time it might not be a next time.
It sure won't.
And he's still threatening. He ain't changed. Like you said, he's threatening you through Facebook.
Yeah.
No, that nigga would have to kick rocks. I wouldn't respond. Fuck him. It is what it is.
And I want to say this to a lot of y'all women out there. You know, I'm a little different. I feel like, you know, my best lick is probably, my first lick is my best lick. If you yell at me too hard, I feel, you know, like you didn't threaten me, so I usually hit you first. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. But what I am saying is that sometimes you're not stronger than the man. But 90% of the time, the women is mentally stronger. So, honey, I do a lot of little things to mess a man up without even putting my hands on him. You know, and I hate to say it, but you're going to have to do some of them things, them mind trick things, honey. First off, I would have took some ghost peppers and rubbed it all in the boys' underwear drawers long time ago and closed the drawer back, because them ghost peppers, honey, don't even leave a color, a stain, or none of that. He would have been burning at the bridges from one end to the other. He would have been burning and burning from inside, asking me, do I feel anything? Ain't nothing wrong with me. You might want to check yourself. Honey, I would have turned the sugar into salt. If he don't eat pork, honey, I would have bought all his food and cooked all his food with a little pig feet in it and got rid of the evidence, honey.
You know what?
Gave him the
you should have just left.
Yeah, you should have just left.
There was a lot of red flags.
Yeah, it was a lot of red flags in the beginning, but sometimes you gotta mentally, you know, I feel like you need to get back at a couple people sometimes before you let them go. And if you can't whoop their asses, sometimes mentally mess them up. I do. That ain't right. You ain't heard it from me. But I'm just trying to say, if you can't beat them physically, you can beat them mentally. So that's all I'm trying to say. Mentally whoop their ass and get the hell on some damn word so he knows not to fuck with a woman like you next damn time.
And make sure you remember all those red flags, because if you seem to be like damaged. So a lot of time when you're damaged, you go for the same exact guy. It might not be, you know, Tyrone, but it is the same. Like, you can date the same man, is what I'm saying. So don't kind of get in that rut to where you kind of go towards men who have abusive tendencies. You know what I'm saying? Like, pay attention to the red flags. And if you see one that's close to that last one, like, I'm going to go ahead and let you be, bruh. Don't try to keep saying, well, maybe. No, because you don't want another situation.
Yeah, because your picker can't be broke. You need to fix your picker. Go for something totally opposite. And you'd be
What I told y'all
surprised.
before on Instagram, have you dumped your future for your Russell Wilson yet? You better get like Ciara, honey.
Get
Some,
the whole
what they say, some of us are single, or some of us are, it's never working because of your type.
Yeah, keep picking
Your type could be keeping you from your persona.
Mr. Right. Yep, your picker's broke.
Yep.
Go for something totally different. Honey, I take me a nerd any damn day, honey. A good geek off the street instead of all these cool dudes with muscles
Geek off
and
the street.
got great head and dick and shit. I'll keep picking them niggas. Don't get me nowhere. That's why I'm not married now. I'm gonna try to find me an intelligent guy. But until then, I'm gonna stick with Lawnmower Mike and see what I'm gonna do.
You just tried the shit out of Mike. You gonna say I can't find an intelligent guy, so until then I'm gonna stick with Mike. I ain't feeling so bad for
He
Mike.
got other things that he got figured out that don't have nothing else to do with nothing else. As long as you can get them things together, we can work it on that.
Lord. So, all right, y'all. If you want to send in a question to be answered, send it to sweetsolutions1@gmail.com. Again, that is sweetsolutions1@gmail.com. Okay?
That's
so,
right.
as always, thanks for watching. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a mother-sucking friend, baby, to subscribe. And follow your girl on Twitter. Yes, honey. And make sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and all that good stuff. Everything is Sweet Addictions TV except for Snapchat, which is Candy SATV. And guess who's on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram now.
So follow her at Cousin Patches on Instagram. And of course, Life with Cousin Patches here on YouTube. Alright, and Facebook is
That's
Patches.
right. And she always forget to say this because she always say, tell a friend. Tell your enemies too. Because sometimes them enemies need to hear what the hell she got to say to get them right. So tell your enemies.
Alright, y'all. We out.
Smooches.